In today's Reddit story, OP finds out that his girlfriend cheated on him, but even still, he wants to work on fixing their relationship. Unfortunately, though, the one thing he asked her to do for him, she refused, which leaves the future of their relationship up in the air. To find out how this story ends, get yourself a coffee and grab a bowl of popcorn so we can get into it.
Me and my girlfriend have been dating for a little over 3 years, and we met during college. Up until this point, we've had a great relationship. Sure, we had fights just like any other couple, but nothing like cheating on each other. Since graduating college, I live in Miami and she lives in Texas, so I guess you could say that our relationship is long distance. She's always taken loyalty pretty seriously, which wasn't the case for me, at least when we first started dating. I was down to be in an open relationship, but she was against it. Even though I never did anything with any other woman, I would joke around with her, asking what she'd do if I was to hook up with someone else. She would always say that cheating on her would be the worst thing I could do to her, and that she'd instantly break up with me. Around 6 months ago, I went to visit her in Texas for her birthday, and we went to a bar to celebrate with her friends. But at some point, she'd gone missing for about 30 minutes. I went to look for her, only to find her chatting with another guy halfway across the bar. At this point, her friends were wanting to move on to a different place, so I called her, and we had a short conversation that started with me asking,
"What were you talking about with him?"
Hey, you know how you're always joking about hooking up with other girls? Well, that guy I was talking to is hot, and to be honest, I wouldn't mind hooking up with him.
I was shocked that she would say something like that after ditching us for 30 minutes. It really made me uncomfortable, especially because she wasn't joking. I didn't say much to her about it at the time because she was super drunk, but the next time we spoke, I mentioned how uncomfortable the whole thing made me. She swore to me that it was just drunk talk and that she doesn't even remember anything. Since she'd been the best girlfriend I could have asked for up until this point, I apologized, and she reassured me that she was just drunk and didn't want him or anything. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Over the following months, I would casually bring up how that guy made me super uncomfortable. I would even tell her not to talk to or do anything with him. Again, though, she would reassure me that she just thought he was hot, but doesn't have any feelings or intentions to do anything with him. After a while, she would get frustrated that I kept talking about that incident, so I stopped bringing it up. Now, let's fast forward to 2 days ago, at which point I'm in Japan, and in fact, I'm still there. I get a phone call from her, and when I answered, she said,
Hey, I need to tell you something that I've been feeling super guilty about. Should I tell you now or when you get back from Japan?
Well, since you've already called me, you can tell me now.
Okay. So, on the day you went to Japan, me and some friends got drunk and went to the bar. And well, we saw that guy again. We started talking and I don't really know how to tell you this, but he brought me back to his place and we slept together.
My heart dropped and I asked her to send me the text messages that they'd been sending to each other. From the messages, it was clear that she was the one who was desperate to sleep with this guy. She was practically begging him for it. She barely initiates sex with me, and when I try to get things going, she's hardly ever down for it. She would always say that she's tired or that her sex drive is low. She was completely different with him than she was with me. Even after this whole thing went down, she was adamant that she still loved me, how last night was a blur, and that she's super regretful about what happened. Obviously, I was really angry, but I told her that we were fine, and that maybe we can continue this relationship. The only thing I asked of her was to not have any more contact with this guy, and this is how that conversation went down.
Look, maybe we can save our relationship, but you can't talk to this guy anymore.
Dude, we have lots of mutual friends, so I can't stop myself from coming into contact with him.
Okay, fine, but at least promise to never flirt with him or touch him again.
But what if I still want to be friends with him or want to hug him? I'm sorry, but I can't promise that.
Fine, can you at least promise to never have sex with him again?
I can't promise that either because the sex was really good. It's happened once already, so it might happen again. Who knows?
If you can't do that for me, we're just going to have to break up.
Dude, I don't want to break up with you, and he's not interested in hooking up with me again. But if he does become interested, I might cave.
You know what? Fine, let's just break up. But I want to talk to one of your friends about what you're doing to see if I'm the one being unfair.
Honestly, I couldn't believe how that whole conversation went down. But towards the end of it, it hit her that what she was doing is unbelievable. She begged me to not tell anyone and to respect her wishes, so I said that I wouldn't. After I agreed to not tell anyone, she broke down and told me that she messed up big time and that she doesn't want to lose me over this situation. She promised that she will never drink again, talk to another guy, and vowed to change. She kept apologizing to me about everything, talking about how she feels guilty and that she's ready to do anything to save our relationship. I'm torn about this, so I need some advice. I love this girl immensely, and outside of what I just went through, she's been nothing but kind and loyal to me. What should I do?
The fact that OP ends this story by saying that his girlfriend's been kind and loyal to him is a joke. If I'm being honest, I could feel myself getting angry when listening to this story. I couldn't believe that OP's girlfriend said that she couldn't promise to not hook up with the guy again, yet still wants to save their relationship. And the fact that OP kept giving her an out because she didn't want to cut contact with this guy made him look extremely weak. There's no doubt in my mind that she will cheat on OP again, as her intentions to jump into bed with this guy were present from day one. Cheaters never give their partner's feelings a second thought when they're having their fun, so whatever they say to you when they get caught or even confess is a load of nonsense. Anyway, before we end this video, let's check out a few comments.
Mundane Currency says, she never should have stayed with him in the first place. What she did was really crappy. However, dude seriously threw having sleeping with other people in her face on a regular basis according to OP. This is a crappy relationship, so I'm honestly not surprised that she did this. I'm thinking that this was a grudge to get back at him for harassing her about cheating on her for so long, which isn't a good thing at all. This relationship was doomed from the start. Sajimi says, the worst part is that this made her lose all respect for him and figured cheating would be accepted. She was not poly and freaked out when he said this, yet I guarantee that in her mind, whenever she had an interaction with someone she found attractive, she would convince herself that her boyfriend would be happy because it'd mean they could be open. Had he not done this, she wouldn't even entertain the idea. I'm not justifying her cruelty. She was low and needs to go, but it's a little self-inflicted though.
I don't know how much OP joked about sleeping with other girls, but honestly, I don't think it would have made one bit of difference in regard to what his partner did. Whether you're a guy or girl listening to this story, never put yourself in a position that sees you begging your partner to not sleep with someone else. Being honest and loyal should be a given in your relationship, not something you have to demand from the person who should always have your best interests at heart. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Coffee and Popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.